time, we kind of talked about what kind of a classroom environment that we wanted to have. And I just kind of left it up to you guys to make a list on the board. We made this list together of what kind of an atmosphere we wanted our 5th grade classroom to be. Because if we don't have any goals for how we want it to be, and if we just let our feelings and our ups and downs kind of take us where we want to go, sometimes our classroom can be a very chaotic place, right? Not a peaceful place. So we talked about, yesterday, we brainstormed a list of what we want this environment to look like and decided that each of us, each of you and myself are going to take personal responsibility to make sure that the classroom environment that we want to have is what happens, right? And so we came up with some things. My word that I contributed was family. I like to think of this as a second family too, because we spend so much time together. I want this to be a safe place where you can come and you can feel like you are part of another family. That means you're taken care of academically and spiritually and socially and emotionally, right? So that was my word. Here's the other words that you all came up with. Calm. We wanted just a calm, peaceful, quiet classroom. Obedient. Someone said following the rules and respectful. Homey and cozy. Fun and joyful. Kind. This was one of my favorites. I think that if we are all kind to each other, that all the rest of these things happen, right? Grateful, right? We wanted to be positive. I think someone put, positive, not negative. A neat space, a safe space, an encouraging space. Those were all really super great words that you all contributed to what we want. We said we did not want it to be a chaotic classroom or complaining classroom or a drama-filled classroom or a blurting classroom where people just blurt things out, or a gossiping classroom, right? We talked about how destructive it is and how everything you say about someone, you should be able to repeat with them standing right next to you in front of our whole classroom and be proud to say it because it's something that's going to lift them up, right? If it's not something that you want to stand in front of the classroom and talk and repeat that comment, it should be something that shouldn't pass your lips. Because we want to be the opposite of gossiping. We want to be a place where we can all come and feel better about who we are. That takes being encouraging. We talked about how that word means giving courage to somebody, right? If I go tell Shepherd, you did an amazing job on that science cover. It's creative, it's neat, I love it. That encourages him, it gives him courage, it builds him up to feel better about the next time he has a project to do. That's what the environment that you decided that we want to have in this classroom, right? And we said that we did not want to be rude. So we put this together, and then I said, who makes this happen? Can I make that happen? I really can't. I can try to provide an environment where I encourage these things and discourage these things, but really who makes this happen is all of us together. You make it happen, and you make it happen, and you make it happen, and I make it happen. So if we all come to class every day and say, this is what we want, then we all decided we're going to sign our names. This is like a contract, right? You asked, is this a binding contract? I said, absolutely. This is a binding contract because if you decide one day you're going to come in and you're going to be negative and you are going to talk about your friend behind their back and you're going to kind of stir up drama and you're going to not be accepting of others and you're going to make it a very non-peaceful place, guess what I did? I took a picture of this. Actually, I need to retake a picture because we had some absentees. I'm going to take a picture and I'll just say, hey, Kurt, come on over. You know, I noticed today, maybe you're not so much helping our contract of what we decided we want our classroom to be, right? So Kurt, how do you think you can do a little bit better to create this kind of an environment, right? Here's the thing, guys. Here's what happens. We're together for a whole year. Is anybody perfect in this classroom and every day is a perfect day and every day you are positive and encouraging and all of these things? No. It doesn't happen for me and I'm an adult. So guess what? Here's where another big word comes into play. When I come to the classroom and maybe I am not all of these things, or maybe you come to the classroom and it was just a rough weekend or it was a rough night and you maybe are negative or you come in and you're not having a very calm, peaceful, quiet day. that is where the word grace comes into play, okay? That's where, as a family, you always have grace for another person. If it's a bad day for them, just come alongside and encourage them. Be like, hey, you know, I love you. You're a great friend. We can encourage each other beyond maybe what they deserve for that day. Okay? Now, if it becomes a habit, if you're constantly coming in and stirring up drama, that's when we have the talk, right, Kurt? I'm picking on Kurt today. Kurt's never done this. So, well, that I know of. Right. So listen, if it becomes a habit where you are coming into the classroom and where it's just really kind of destroying what we want our family to look like, that's when we have a discussion. But there is space and grace for bad days, because we all have them. And when you have your bad day, don't you want other people to kind of give you grace and give you a pass? Like, you know what, it's okay. You know, and sometimes students will come to the door, and, you know, now I'm doing the temperature checks every day, so I get to look at your face and make sure you're doing okay. Sometimes, if I can tell you're not doing great, I'll say, hey, and you can just feel free to tell me, you know what, it's just, I'm having a rough day. And that's okay. Maybe you just need a little pass for a day. So this is our class contract. I'm going to take a picture, and then we're going to erase our board so we can use it for other things. But that's kind of what we talked about and brainstormed a lot yesterday. And I think you're going to be great. This seems like a fabulous class. I'm excited. And we are going to move on. Do you have a question? Nope, you're just stretching. Okay. We're going to move on from that and kind of get started today with our interactive notebooks. So